following podcast contains possibly triggering material and strong language. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the Ride the Rebellion podcast and Craft Show Digital. The material and information presented here is for general information and entertainment purposes only.
What's up, and welcome to Ride the Rebellion podcast, where we talk about TikTok off air. That's what we do. I'm not going to tell everybody this is the second time we record this episode. Oops.
Honestly, though, I was thinking about it, though. I don't even remember I remember the topic or what we talked about, but I don't remember what we said. I kind of blacked out, probably because I didn't want to remember that I got myself canceled a few times.
That episode will go in the annals of history. Welcome to the show. As always, this show is sometimes about riding bikes, but it's mostly about what we would talk about at a trailhead. And that's what we do while getting beers.
I was like, getting what? I didn't know where we were going.
I like to just toe the line of inappropriate behavior.
Oh,
sometimes we just jump right over that
cooked.
line.
Just cooked. Like cooked.
Yeah, I'm cooked, chat.
Oh, God.
Also, I just want to let you know, from this point forward, I will no longer be using grammar. I will be using lowercase.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm also going to start wearing affliction shirts. Don't judge me.
Oh.
But I'm 48 this year, and at 48 years old, I have all the rights and privileges of a man going through a midlife crisis, which means I need to act like I'm a kid. Not a kid on a bike. Act like I'm a kid.
So what you're saying is you're going to start attending local MMA fights?
Oh, yeah.
At the Abba Shrine.
Yeah, because I'm already at the gym. I'm getting swole.
Yes,
right?
With the affliction
I'm getting
shirt.
pre-divorce swole. I'm not getting divorced. Pre-divorce swole.
Yeah.
Right?
Local MMA fights.
Local MMA fights.
Yes.
Right? I'll take my wrestling buddy. We talked about that on the first episode.
Yeah, because
talked about a weird guy that stretches in front of me.
Yeah, you forgot about that. Yeah,
you probably wanted to.
I think that's like where it goes. Like, I got to get back to my testosterone days. Like, I'm tough. Hey, I was tough back in the 90s.
But what's funny though,
they weren't tough.
Yeah, but it's also like sometimes I see that inside of our own little mountain bike culture.
Fuck yeah.
And I see it. I'm just like, oh, okay, sure, okay. Sure.
Our next jerseys should resemble a tap out jersey or something like that.
Oh my God. No, I just want a straight affliction, just straight up. Actually, I think the next jersey should be a tap out like style or affliction style, but on the back here on the neck area is hair. So it looks like you have a mullet. So
that's actually good.
So if you're jumping, everybody jumps, it comes up like this. So the back of you looks like you're jumping with the mullet. That'd be rad.
It'd be awesome. And very fitting. And some people wouldn't need the fake mullet.
No, they'd have a double luscious mullet because it would be doubly thick looking. You have a double thick mullet?
Oh, God. Tap out shirt references are deep. Affliction's deep, too. Anything from Buckle's deep.
No, it's a deep cut, yes,
yeah.
But it's extremely shallow in life.
Oh, no, I agree.
There ain't nothing. Do you remember do you remember when jeans were destroyed?
Yeah. Oh, I got a great story about that.
Listen, when you do those, all I can think about is when you have a great story about jeans being destroyed.
Andy's
I wish, and Andy's probably involved.
No,
I wish there was literally anytime it does it, it would start the beginning of that Blimp Biscuit song. Who's in? Who's out? What you gonna do now,
dude?
I'm rolling. That's it. It would just start. It just starts with rolling. Anytime Dale's like, I have a story about that, and immediately cuts to, if someone has the editing skills, just make
roll.
It just cuts to the song starts, and then Dale.
No.
All right, go ahead.
Listen,
Torn jeans story.
My college roommate. So I worked at Abercrombie's corporate office in college,
which was the king of torn jeans.
At the time, yeah, it was the early 2000s, mid 2002, 3. That was like torn jeans central, right? Well,
paid for torn jeans.
Correct. $85, $90. You're a college kid. That's expensive, right?
That's expensive now.
My roommate buys these, and I never bought them because, I mean, in the Abercrombie world at the time, at Abercrombie's corporate office, and there's a documentary about it, and it's all accurate. Mike Jeffrey is a weirdo, and I worked with him, and he was the CEO of Abercrombie, and he's
but the owner is the Epstein guy.
Yeah. Yes.
rolling.
Okay, that's Lex Wexner.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't buy that stuff. The fit models worked beside me. Like I worked with fit models, and fit models are dudes that they want the clothes to fit. So Abercrombie at the time said that it wasn't a clothing brand; it was a lifestyle. Like that was their motto, and that's what they live by. And I get it. It was it was a good job for me. Yeah. Like I got paid $15 an hour in 2002 as a college kid. Didn't have to wait.
Minimum wage then was like $4.25 or $5.
Yeah, and didn't have to work weekends. Awesome.
Dang.
And could make my own schedule as long as I worked 20 hours a week. Dude, Dang. It was like taking candy from a baby, but it was so like corporate office is a weird world.
Which that is not an Epstein reference.
Not at all. Not at all. But it was a weird world. So what I did at Abercrombie's corporate office was they had these fake stores on their campus of the corporate area, and you would have to set so Abercrombie had 3 different store sizes. I would have to work with the stylist of Abercrombie to set up the stores. We take pictures.
Were you the labor?
I was like working with the stylist.
Did you have some design element in that?
Yeah, I could like be like, hey, what about this? And like kind of set it up, and we'd take pictures and then make a book and send it to the different tier stores across the country.
If you ever see me looking paranoid, I'm just making sure because of last time's fiasco.
I know, and I can't see it anymore. I even asked last
Well, it doesn't matter. No, it's not a recording issue. It flipped the microphone.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
So anyway, in the corporate office is weird because in between each building that's unmarked, all of it's unmarked in New Albany, where Les Wexner is king and where Jeffrey Epstein had a house.
Yeah.
Side note. But it's it's back in the woods. It's called Fitch Path. Like it's deep in the woods, unmarked buildings, very like contemporary styling, have like wood on the outside, like real crazy buildings. But in between each building was a scooter outside the door or a skateboard. You just take one, ride it to the next building, set the thing down. They had a big courtyard with like this fire pit.
Were they Razor scooters?
Yeah, they were. A big fire pit area in the center.
Yeah.
And all the time, anytime people are working, there's a live band playing.
What?
On this stage by the fire pit area. Dude.
Would they be playing to themselves sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. Or whoever's out there having a smoke break.
What?
And if anybody over 30 worked there in the corporate world, there wasn't. Everybody was under 20, but they're all making $150,000, $200,000, $300,000. And it was like the weirdest, dude.
It's culty.
Very culty. That's what we always called it, the Abercrombie cult. But, and you know, like some dudes actually loved it. There was people with A&F tattoos on them and shit. Like it was crazy. And the cafeteria was like amazing. They had a open fire, like wood fire burning. Like
Did you pay for the food?
Yeah, you had to pay for the food. But wood fire burning cheeseburgers.
What?
Like, dude, it was so good. I've never had a better burger, honestly. It was like whatever they cooked it over. Anyway, so I worked there, and they would have these sample sales. And you could go and you get a trash bag for $5, and you can fill the trash bag up, and it's all Abercrombie stuff in this big warehouse.
Holy cow.
So I would go there, and you had to pay with a check. Super weird. But I would go there, and I would get 2 trash bags. I'd fill them up. And some of it was stuff that they would buy and like stamp Abercrombie on to see if it worked. Some of it was whatever. It was all kinds of stuff. Like I have this
would
one
they not I'm just out of curiosity. Yeah. Were they not manufacturing all of their clothing? Were they doing are they pre-Temu before Temu?
Yeah.
So they would buy a pre-built shirt, slap some A and E on there. Or
yeah. And then they would find that shirt style they liked and keep going with it.
Holy crap.
So side note, Abercrombie doesn't have anything black. They don't make black clothing.
Really?
They don't make. There's a bunch of other random stuff. Yeah. So it's Mike Jeffrey didn't like black, so there's no black. So the sample sale would be, you get all this stuff, dude. I would just go through and there's just aisles and boxes of. I have a shirt. Maybe I still have it. I don't know if I do. It's long sleeve, but it's literally maroon with yellow Abercrombie stamps all over it, where they tested all these different styles.
Oh, wow.
And it has the Abercrombie tag and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like one of one, whatever. But I would take them back to my apartment and I'd dump them on the floor, and I'd charge each one of my roommates $25 to take what they wanted. I'm like, yeah, cool. And when I was in college, $25 to them for Abercrombie, cool. $25 to me, like I got $75.
Yeah.
And you guys got clothes. We're out. Right. Like it was cool. So yeah, so we would do that. Well, my roommate, Jeremy, he goes, hey, I got this Abercrombie shirt from you. I got to go find some Abercrombie jeans that match because that's the way it works. He goes and buys these jeans that are distressed.
That was the term.
Termed, yeah. They're distressed, ripped. And he wears them for like a couple weeks. Well, then the knee rips open further, right? Like, so the knee's hanging down. He's like, dude, can you do anything about this? Because I had an Abercrombie ID. Well, if you have an Abercrombie and Fitch ID, you can go in the store, and if you put that down, the manager freaks out because you're from the corporate office. Doesn't matter they don't know who you are,
right?
But they instantly like, hey, radio, hey guys, we got to clean up on aisle 7. Like, like they get crazy. So he's like, can you do anything? I'm like, no, dude, what? He goes, I'm gonna take these back. I'm like, you're gonna take them back? He's like, they ripped. I was like, you fucking bought them ripped. So this dude literally made me go with him with my Abercrombie ID. We go in and he sets them down and he's like, I bought these and they were ripped. And the girls that work the counter, they don't have a fucking, they're just dumb. They're like, she goes, yeah, they were like, you bought them like that. And he was like, no, they ripped more and now I can't wear them. And she's like, well, maybe I can ask my manager. And he's like, well, he's from Abercrombie corporate. And I was like, dude,
oh
no. And so like it just put me in a weird situation. And then I went back to work like the next week and somebody was like, I heard you pulled a stunt at Easton, because Easton is like the head, that's the
primary.
That's the primary Abercrombie. And I was like, I didn't pull shit. And then it became a big joke, like, don't sell ripped jeans to his roommate.
No shit.
Yeah.
What a turd burger.
Yeah. So that was, a long way to get to that ripped jeans story, but
it's just always been weird to me, like that whole idea of ripped jeans. I will say this. I get made fun of at the office. There's a brand of clothing I actually like. I'm sure it's made overseas too. There's a brand of clothing called Marine Layer. Mm-hmm. Softest t-shirt I've ever owned in my entire life. They're the best. And they're expensive. You're paying for it, but it's the thinnest amount of material. That's the irony of the situation, is it's very thin. It's like Vivori is one of those brands. It's like athleisure.
Yeah.
This is more like I've made some mistakes when I bought from them. I bought a shirt. I thought it was going to be great. I didn't realize it had no buttons, but it had a big collar.
Oh,
like, what is this? The 70s, and like chest hairs hanging out. And it just, and I tried it on here and I walked out and Justina's like, I feel like this is inappropriate. And I was like, oh, why? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, I was just trying it on and walked out. She goes, no, it looks like there should be some Bon Chickawawa music. It looked like a porn star shirt. So but I also found some pants that they make, and they're the greatest pants I've ever owned, because they're equally soft. They stretch a little bit, which always helps a little bit. Yeah. They stretch just enough. They're incredibly awesome, right? They're $150 a pair. So it's not like I'm buying 10 of them, right? I'm not going to have $1,500. Yeah. I would.
Yeah, right.
If I had the option to just wear one set of pants, I would have every shade of these pants,
right,
and they would work. I could church pants. I have office pants. I'd even ride in these pants. And I guess one of the things I was thinking about is, like, we've talked about on the show, like, you talk about fit check, or not fit check. Yeah, that's not you, but like, you'll say, look good, ride good, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't normally give a shit about, like, because most of the time I'm going to eat shit somewhere on a trail. So why
look good?
Right. Because I don't, plus it's funny, right? Yeah. I find it funny. But then I started thinking, I was like, I have a hoodie. It's over there. It's that brand me and Kevin like. They got bought. They begin with a K, not Kavu, but it's something like that. They got bought out by some bigger manufacturer. I also have some shorts that I've ridden in during the summer from them, and they're nearly indestructible.
Yeah.
And you can send them in and they'll fix them. If they like, now if they wear, it's one thing, but if like the button pops off, they'll do it. I started thinking about it. I was like, most of the mountain biking stuff, like, you see somebody that's big in a style like Bernard Kerr, for example, because he has a big audience. I'd love to wear white mountain bike clothes.
Yeah, one time.
That is the baller of ballers.
Yeah.
If you can wear white, you're that. But I was like, at the same time, all I'm doing is imitating something at the end of the day.
Right.
So then it's like back to the same problem we've had. Like, we love having these jerseys. They're our thing. They're usually jokes.
Yeah.
So they're always in some kind of gag.
Stand out.
But they stink.
They do stink.
So then there's that problem. So then it's like, should we be spending more money on jerseys? And then it gets into the idea of like, well, how much does that cost? Like, I'm wearing a Dale Boyd custom. That's what we're going to DB Customs. And I love the shirt, and you did a good job. It is it's a good material shirt and it's comfortable. But you didn't rake me over the coals.
Right.
I said rape, not rake. I'm making it really uncomfortable.
Well, we Epsteined it.
Yeah, that is, I don't know if we could do that. Anyway, I just think it's kind of interesting of like, does a fit check even really, like, do you feel like it, even when you're racing, do you even really care?
No. You want, like, here's my opinion about what you wear when you race or ride for this matter. And I see people, I'll line up next to them or I'll be at an enduro race or something and they got a GoPro on, they got all this shit going on. Yeah. When I race, I want to minimize anything that can be a distraction.
Right.
So if I put on, I usually wear one of our jerseys because they're comfortable. They do what I want them to do. Yeah. But I'm not going to change anything that I'm like what I'm used to doing. Yeah. So like if I always wear these shorts to ride, I'm going to wear those shorts. If I always wear those pants, I'm going to wear those pants, or these gloves or those gloves, because it's not the time to change it. And generally, if you're going on a group ride, you don't want to ruin the group ride by you having something that you're wearing that doesn't work right.
But I guess it makes me think a little bit about the Abercrombie days.
Yeah.
Like
where I know most of wore was cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is there a point in which are you actually wearing it for, like, at what point? Because mountain biking clothing, any sort of athletic clothing can have form. It can be pretty or cool or interesting, but it seems like your primary objective ought to be function.
Correct. Yeah, especially for a sport.
It seems like a lot of times, like, and there's little things. I almost years ago, I did a lot of military tactical training.
Yeah.
And they made some pants that back when Cry Precision was a big thing. They were the people that launched Multicam.
Yeah.
They made pants with built-in knee pads. They were sick because they were for operators, right? But we were nerds and we were wearing them. But the fact is that they had the built-in knee pads. I was like, dude, why has that technology not made it into mountain biking, for example? They were external pads.
I think riding pants, like racing riding pants, actually do have them.
But they're not on the outside.
No, they're on the inside.
I'm on the outside.
They're on the inside.
Right. So I get it.
But I think when you were talking about those like marine layer pants, I think it's like wine. Okay. You buy the expensive wine and you're like, this is the taste I like.
Right.
And then you find consumable, cheaper versions of that wine from the grocery store.
That's true.
Because you're like, I'm not going to buy a $3,000 bottle of wine. I'll drink it to see what I like. But I'm going to buy the $10 bottle of wine to consume. And that was, a wine dude taught me that back in the day.
No, it's true though. But
true.
I have gone through my Costco pants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I always, and this is a side hack, I think I got a lot of dudes on it. Those Wrangler the Wrangler shorts from Walmart, they're actually nice. They're like breathable. They're $20. They're great to ride in.
Especially if you're going to destroy them. Like that's my thing.
And I haven't destroyed any of them. I've had them for a while. I trail work in them. I ride in them.
My thing is how much I sweat in my trail work clothes and stuff. I'm just like, after a while,
I've honestly, my wife ordered some like workout shorts from Temu. She's like, I ordered some stuff from Temu. I went ahead and put some shorts. I don't like the way they fit. I feel like they sewed two butts together. So like the front have a butt too.
Well, because I don't think Chinese people are known for butts.
They just do them all the same.
Right.
And so I wear them to ride in, but they're like the Viore knockoffs basically, or Lululemon knockoffs. And I don't know that I've actually liked those better than the Wrangler ones just because they're light. And if they rip, they were $3.
Yeah, that's where I just go back to it. It's just one of those things of like so much, and we talk about a ton on the show, but so much of that branding stuff, like when we get into like the clothing, I get it because they're trying to push stuff. And I understand that when you're a company that's pushing a product, you see where I'm teeing up here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I thought you were already going there before.
I am. I'm taking it there in a very in a very thoughtful way. But like when you're pushing a product and you have something like that, like I get it from a fit check side. You want things to look cool. Somebody like Hagen that people know him for that. That's his brand.
Yeah.
His brand is to look a certain way. So if Eric shows up in some Walmart pants, we're like, oh shit, Eric, did you lose your job? We're going to be like, what happened?
Like, meanwhile, what are fake pit vipers? Whatever fake pit vipers are, you're like,
they're Vit Pipers.
Vit Pipers. That's right.
I got my two boos instead of FUBUs and some.
Yeah.
I almost said tit vipers.
Yeah, that too.
That's too. But like it's that side of it. But where I do get frustrated on stuff is like my Instagram social media feed. Facebook's not really something I pay attention to as much. I definitely don't give a shit about LinkedIn.
Yeah, no.
But on like Instagram, sometimes I'll go And I don't really doom scroll much, but I'll just check to see, who catches my attention. You got 20 seconds or however long the poop takes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll scroll through. But because of some of obviously there's a lot of political turmoil right now. It's based a lot of it out of Minneapolis and everything going on in Minnesota. But then I started getting mountain bike brands, posting things about, I guess, the Alex Peretti guy, who obviously was shot and he died.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me riled up and pissed off because I saw, and I'll say the brands, one of them was Salsa. I think Surly is another one I saw. And I see these and I'm like, you're making a statement. You're a publicly traded, or you're not publicly traded, but you're a public company and you're making a political statement. I understand the sympathy element.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for that. I believe that belongs to the individual. But anytime a company decides to cross the threshold into saying, like, here's where we stand on something, you are literally attempting capitalism on the death of a human being.
Mm-hmm.
That is most disgusting. Like, to me, in advertising, that is because whether they realize it or not, any post a brand makes is technically advertising.
Mm-hmm.
So if you make a statement, any statement, please understand it's advertising. So if you're a brand or an organization and you put out something of any political nature, you have just aligned your brand on that side. Okay, that's cool. Maybe you want your brand to be aligned, but understand what that also means. A dude died and you are posting about that dude dying and hoping to get sympathy from others so that maybe they'll like your brand more. That is the very definition of advertising. So now you are advertising someone's death to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You are disgusting. I think you're a pig. And I will never, at this point, I will never purchase anything from that. Now, the bigger problem came when I got a text message. And that text message, we won't say who. Well, I got it forwarded. And it was from a distributor.
Mm-hmm.
So in case a lot of you guys don't know, my understanding when Dale and I attempted to open a bike shop was that most mountain bike distributors, there's very few mountain bike distributors. It's hard to just get product.
Yeah.
So I think there's really 5. I'm not 100%. We don't have a Jamie. We don't have a JMO to confirm that. When a distributor then makes that statement, every brand underneath that distributor is now aligned with that same statement. So maybe they went out and got permission from all of them. I doubt it. Right. But maybe they did, because I think there's some brands underneath there that are a little smarter than that.
Yeah.
It would be like, hey, that's not cool for us. So now all of a sudden, I'm actually curious to know who all is under that distributor, because I will go out of my way not to do it, because I'm not going to support capitalistic ideas that are about capitalizing on someone's death. Right. That's not a political element. I have not said one word about. Meanwhile, if you're an individual, please post your opinion. Feel free. I don't care how toxic or stupid it is. You have a right to do that. And I support it. I will stand behind your ability to say whatever you want, as long as it's not murder anyone else, right? Or kill or cause harm. But you can say what you need to say. It just pisses me off that in our world of mountain biking, that there are brands so fucking stupid that they would literally want to profit off the death of another human being.
And
fucking disgusting.
No, I completely agree. Like, and every day it seems like it goes deeper, further. Like,
oh yeah,
because now you get bumped up in the algorithm by causing controversy. You get bumped up in the algorithm,
pushing advertising.
Yeah, and it's like, what if they like? Okay, now you're like, okay, that bike company believes in this. I support them, like, power to the people, whatever it is. But maybe they don't even believe that.
Right.
Maybe they're just using your emotions. And now you're aligning with them, and the dude's sitting back there giggling. You don't even know. You don't know who's posting it. You don't know who had permission to post it. You don't even know. Like, nothing.
No. Somebody somewhere.
So, like, to align with a personality on the internet is dumb. It's almost like aligning with a politician.
100%.
It's dumb. They're doing stuff behind the doors. They're high-fiving each other when they walk off the wrestling ring.
Those guys are all pals.
They're all jacked. They're all getting rich off of our fucking ignorance.
Here's what I think is fascinating. All right. So 2 pieces to that. One statement is like, I believe in capitalism, but I believe in responsible capitalism.
Yeah.
Right. There's a huge difference in that. Capitalism could also be you just come in and murder everyone and take their money. That is technically a capitalistic approach to doing it. I don't believe in that.
It's also monopolizing. It's illegal.
Yeah, right. I believe in responsible capital. 2, I started thinking about this. If you think about, so the Senior Bowl happens in Mobile, Alabama, for people who don't know, and it's happened here for years. Mm-hmm. And it's a cool event. Like growing up, it's always been a big deal. I've gotten less and less concerned. The more the players get paid, the less I care. It used to be the Senior Bowl was a major recruitment opportunity for them. All right, so the Senior Bowl happens. We go watch football games during the college season, and these teams are at each other's throats. And professionalism, kind of sportsmanship, is not top tier sometimes in college sports. They will literally fight each other. Bad shit happens. It gets aggressive. What happens when those dudes go to the NFL?
Now they're teammates.
And they shake hands. I see them help each other up. You might have a little aggression on the field, but it is a completely different level of that, right? I kind of feel like what we see is you have this, the current status of people is like everybody's a college football fan, but in politics, and they are going to fight for their one school, and they're the best, and they're going to literally cause a fight, riot, issue. Meanwhile, the politicians are NFL players, and they're just back there like, bro, good game. Yeah, man, thanks. I appreciate it. They might fire a few words on the field, but as soon as they're done, they're going to dinner together.
Absolutely.
And there ain't no shit. And I think that's across the board in any sports situation of like the amateurs, they fight about the dumb shit.
Yep.
The pros go, hey, we're only going to, it's not going to matter until we're done. If we win, we win. Like, you got it. I respect you for doing it. Meanwhile, the other teams are talking shit, saying dumb stuff. You just don't see that as much on the pro level.
No, and I actually, because sports is a great way we can talk about politics without talking about politics. But,
100%.
I saw it in sport when I managed a bar, and I've seen it in sport. I've been in sport my whole life. The louder you are about a sport, the less you know, the less you care, the more you're just there to benefit you in some way. Like, because people used to come to the bar, they'd be loud as fuck, only there for the cheap wings.
Yep.
Like, you don't actually know that.
Oh, interesting.
You don't know that much.
Yeah.
You know, until I took the wings away. Those people,
they're virtue signaling for fucking chicken wings.
Because think about this too. If you call somebody out and they're wrong, they're going to come back to you loud and like boisterous because they're wrong and they don't know how to defend it. Not in an opinionist way, but something they did or something like your wife cheats on you. You call her out. She gets all defensive and then all of a sudden starts yelling at you different stuff.
Right.
If you actually didn't cheat on them, it'd be like, no, what are you talking about? Like, that's dumb. Like, you're going to be calm. You're going to.
Right.
But so if you watch people that are sports fans, very much so, like the louder they are.
We can say it. Alabama fans right now with Coach DeBoer are the worst.
Yeah, Ohio State fans with everything.
Are they firing your coach?
No. He's lost like 3 games in his career. He's fine. But they were all to Michigan. That's the problem. Fuck him. Fuck him. Like, no, but that's the.
If anybody doesn't understand that, just go look at Alabama's history.
So, yeah, it's like whenever you have to understand that when you become emotionally attached to something that you cannot control, or you are that emotionally triggered by stuff, like, you shouldn't be moving about. Like, you're mentally a small-minded person, in my opinion, because if you can't like stop and detach yourself from anything like that's not actually affecting you, that you can't have any control over. Like, I can't control Ohio State football. For it to affect my whole weekend and for me to go death threat people, and like, that's dumb. And I'm a mental midget. Like, I have nothing better in my life. Like, I'm living through this. Like, that's dumb.
Yeah. I have a very good friend that he struggles with depression, and we've talked about it. I've tried to get him to go do more exercise stuff. He doesn't live in this area. He'd ride with us, and one of the things that we've talked about time and time again is like, he has this little scale, and I can just ask him how he's doing. It's just something he uses.
Yeah.
And the dude never passes 5. I'm like, why are you not passing 5? Like, what's going on? You okay? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I understand if you're down because you don't like your job, and he's not in love with his job.
Right.
I respect that. But why he's down is it's his job plus, the state of the world. Bro, you got to let it go at some point. Like, I feel it. I understand. He doesn't even have children. If anybody should be more concerned, it's the parents of the world. They're like, what am I going to do with my kids? I'm raising kids up to deal with what? But his is like so consumed by it. I'm like, just try and realize it. And if you really care, and I don't say this to him because it would cause a tiff. We've ended up in a political conversation. He got verbally yelling at me, and I was shocked.
He's defensive.
Right. If you really care, just like these bike brands, then do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And do something that's proactively right.
But wait, Drew, we're having group rides to support him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get behind that action and not research everything that maybe had led up to it. Yeah. And then things come out that it's like, now you're defending somebody that, oh, wait a minute. Right. Now we look like a piece of shit.
Right.
So it's like,
there's a crazy side of that.
Anytime that you take a side, there's going to be something that makes you look bad. If you are a business, don't take a side, because now all of your customers have to align with that opinion. 100%. If I wear Troy Lee Designs jerseys every time I ride, and Troy Lee Designs comes out and says that the color
they
green,
hate king cakes.
No, because that's the Ride the Rebellion. But so if they come out and the color green is ridiculous and we hate the color green, now I have to align with, I can't wear any color green shirts anymore.
Right.
Like, I just don't like that. Like, it's just baffling to me, like that whole idea.
Well, that's half of the issue. And it keeps going back in circles in my brain. I'm like, at the end of the day, you can align with whatever you as an individual should please. I want you to. I think it matters. Yeah. But if you're going to turn around, it'd be like any bike manufacturer right now. Almost all of them are inventing an e-bike. Every one of them's going to have some.
And not bike manufacturers. Everybody's dabbling in it because that's where the money's at.
Correct. Right. So they're chasing that. Okay. Well, that's capitalism in the right way. That's responsible capitalism. There's a market the e-bike, show that put the hottest male or female rider, whether it's physical or skill, put them on an e-bike, show them shredding. And guess what? Ooh, I want to ride like that. Cause that's what advertising does. Sending a message on that side of it can backfire real quick. One of the things I think is really interesting is, again, I'm not taking a political side. It's the problem of the world we live in.
Yeah.
Additional footage has come out from the poor guy that got killed. Because I am saying anyone that dies is not good.
No, it's not.
And that guy was carrying a gun that's first off, from a concealed carry standpoint, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to go to bars. You're not supposed to go to big group events, public spaces like that. And you shouldn't be doing that. Okay. So you did. All right.
Yeah. Why did you think you needed a gun to go peacefully rally?
Correct.
Protest. Like
what's the gun defending?
Right.
Right.
If everybody there is peaceful,
so you have an issue. But then that footage comes out. Well, here's the rub. What I came across was people saying, "Oh, that's AI. That footage is AI. It's not real. It's AI."
That's all the problem.
So now we have this new issue, which is immediately any side, because it works both ways.
Oh yeah, you can doctor
any
anything.
Side can simply say, if they disagree with something, "Oh, it's AI." It doesn't. AI doesn't work the way you think it does. Like, people are just so ignorant. Again, mental midgets. It's the same thing. They're the loudest people in there, being like, it's my favorite when I hear someone see a bad call in a football game and they go off and then they go off when it's live, and then the replay comes back and it's clearly a guy stepped out of bounds.
Oh, the refs suck.
Yeah. And then it's like, no, he's not out of bounds. Look, if there's 3 million.
Yeah, they got to defend it.
They got to defend that. You don't.
No,
it's okay to, first off, it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm wrong plenty of times. I'm not going to say that any louder because my employees are here.
Well, I do think we have a recency bias to how bad the world is.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that if we had the internet in the 60s, when 4 college kids at Kent State get shot by National Guardsmen, what do you think would have happened now?
Yeah.
Like, you guys, this isn't new. Violence in America is not new.
Right.
Violence amongst government and our legal people is not new. Like, we have a recency bias. And I think that now a very big problem is the louder you scream and cry, the more attention you get.
Yep.
So, because anxiety is a trigger word for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, well, he's loud. We gotta give them something. It's like, no, they got trophies when they were kids. This is the problem. Let's stop. Like, I'm from the trophy generation. I think it started during that time. It's like, here's your prize. Cool.
So while that's happening, meanwhile overseas, Japan, the Japanese economy, which is actually used to be pretty strong, is in so much debt that if it topples, we own a bunch. Like, there is a scenario unfolding. There's also I haven't watched anything past it. There's like warnings of our debt is growing at such a rate, right? And that is a nonpartisan situation, right? Or bipartisan, whatever it is.
Bipartisan.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Bisexual, bipartisan, same thing.
Bi Epstein, whatever.
There's 2. Yes, there's multi. But like
AI.
Then you have the economic part of it, but no one seems. guys, that goes real bad real quick too. So while things might go south on one element, and we have this, and I'm not making light of any of that stuff because there's potentially issues involved, but then there's other problems occurring, but we don't want to focus on those. We just want to look at one situation. And it's like there's a whole lot more that we need to resolve, and the only way to do that is better politicians. No,
term limits
for
sure.
We need to flip things around.
Well, yeah, and it's like we are not politicians. We ran for president once. We didn't get elected, but we're not the people. But we can't change it like that much. We can vote, and that changes things.
You can change it civically.
Yeah, locally.
Yeah,
and we've always said that. Get involved in your local stuff.
But that goes in the same thing of organizational.
Yeah.
If you don't like what the parent organization is doing, you can change it at the local level. You don't have to align, or you make your own.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, happens.
It does.
I think I made this post on social media and I got drugged for it by both sides. At one point I said, like if you are emotionally attaching yourself to a candidate or to a president, then that's just dumb. Yeah. Like they don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. Also, if you think about it, it's like a parent, right? Your parent you manage 2 kids. We both have 2 kids. Manage 2 kids, and sometimes you parent them both differently.
Yep.
Right? And they have to be parented differently. They get different things because they need different things in different ways.
Personalities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The president of the United States has 330 million kids.
Right.
There's no way, A, he knows all of these policies because he doesn't have time to read them all. There's no way. B, there's no way that he can give everybody what they want because it just doesn't work that way. So to be mad and like throw a big temper tantrum because you don't get your way through government is dumb.
Yeah.
Go outside and do something. And I think back to the businesses and mountain biking taking a stand politically. Most of us and many of us ride mountain bikes to get away from politics.
Yep.
That is like our one outlet. Like we ride bikes so we don't have to deal with this shit. And now you're bringing it into our sport. Like it's a sport. The NFL is never going to take a stand. They did take a stand and got kind of drugged for it.
Yeah.
But
Bud Light took a stand.
And Bud Light. Yeah. Did no one learn anything from Bud Light?
Right.
Like Kid Rock, like shot Bud Light bottles, right? Or cases, whatever.
Well, they lost revenue. I mean, they had the biggest revenue dip in their history.
And so it's like, I just think that more than anything is the recency. Like I tried to tell my mom this, like, she was saying, be careful when you go ride your bike or do whatever to my kids.
Yeah.
Or telling me to tell my kids. And I was like, Mom, you let me ride all over a village when we were kids. Like no problems. She's like, well, yeah, things were different. I was like, no, they weren't. You just didn't have the news at the fingertips.
Yeah.
I was like, we didn't have that child molester thing on our house dot.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have all that. And I was like, when you were growing up, the same shit was happening. You think child molesters just showed up? You think serial killers just showed up? No, they've been around.
Think about how many flash judgments were made based on the way someone looked.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that goes both ways.
100%.
Equally so that I had my friend Dino, again, we would do tactical training. And at one point his house burned down. And so he was living with his mom and I would go pick him up from his mom's house. And his whole family lived there, like married, kids.
Yeah.
And his mom did not care for me. She did not like me. She did not trust me. And it's the reason why is because she didn't know me and I'm white. Yeah. And she grew up in a time where whites had treated her poorly. Mm-hmm. Every right to do so. She made the flash judgment to do that, right? Yeah. Nothing wrong with it, but I had to earn that trust. And eventually I did. And then she was okay with it, right? But I had to earn reasonable. I had to be a reasonable, nice person to go in there and do that stuff.
Not just get offended because she didn't like you.
Exactly right. So if I just went in there and went the other way, Tucker Carlson style, that's just like claiming whites are the greatest thing ever, that ain't going to help the situation either, right? Mm-hmm. It's more a matter of like, but the one thing that mountain biking does, and this is kind of where, circling back to where we were, the one but the one thing that works, it checks the box, if you will. When we go to a trailhead, we can all have, we have someone that rides with us that's extremely conservative. Mm-hmm. Maybe one day we'll be on the show. We have somebody that rides with us that's extremely liberal. Mm-hmm. We'll never be on the show.
The conservative owns a business though, so he won't voice his public opinion.
No, that's fair. And then you have a lot of moderates. But when we go out there and talk, I have never one time seen anyone get upset.
No.
One of us might. I went on a rampage last week about some political stuff, frustration, but I wasn't attacking.
But it was a joke.
Right.
It was serious, but then it became a joke later on.
Right.
So nobody's offended.
And I wasn't yelling at anyone there. I'm yelling more at the situation.
You know what I think it boils down to? Go ahead with your point.
No, that was it. It's just the fact that we can go to trail. So if mountain biking is the escape from it, yet the place we can have commonality and we can actually have common ground, why are you going to dilute it with other stuff? Mm-hmm. If you want to bring up the conversation about ways to improve immigration.
Right.
Bring up like if you want to find a way to approach that. I'm just saying if that's the case. But
right.
I don't have an answer for that, but like, because to be honest, I'm not going to put a lot of thought behind it. It is something I care about, but it's not something I'm going to waste a lot of my life on worrying about.
Because at night at the dinner table, does it affect your family?
Because I'm a U.S. legal citizen.
Right. We are sitting on our throne of white male privilege.
I mean, I don't know about all that too, but like, I'm a U.S. citizen. And I have friends that are also U.S. citizens that immigrated.
I do think immigrated correctly in the legal way. But
I have some that didn't, and it's a crazy story I can never tell publicly, but I have one.
I got some of those too. Yeah. One worked for me once, but not with the right social security number. Anyway, that's a whole other story.
Social security number was 997.
I don't know what country's in now, so we're good.
Yeah.
But I think what it boils down to, the conversation we have at the trailhead or whatever it is, we can have a conversation amongst different people, and it doesn't become tenuous or whatever it is, because respect is involved.
Oh, interesting.
That's a bigger issue, is no one has respect for anyone on either side.
Right.
Like, you can get a microphone and say dumb shit about this person and then be mad when they're mad about it.
Right.
Like, it's so ridiculous. And then, or you say dumb shit, or you say stuff or call them out, which I'm cool with calling people out. But then you get defensive because, oh, wait, you're wrong, actually. That's back to that. It's like, no, there's just no respect, man. Like,
but there is, back to the thing. NFL, those dudes.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that politicians on the higher professional level have tons of respect for each other. They just know it's a game. Yep. They're playing a freaking game that we are caught up in the middle of the Bloods and Crips war, and we are just pawns of their little bullshit.
Yeah,
and we don't even realize it.
We're all media mules.
Yeah, because that's stoke the fire, and they can give another log to somebody that's triggered by something on either side and run with it.
Yep.
Like, Trump knows when he goes to a rally what words to say to get his supporters to do the whole chant, like everything. He knows. He geniusly started a tagline, MAGA, when he first started. Genius. Because what did Biden have? He didn't have a tagline. Right. Who else had a tag? Barack Obama, genius, had hope, right?
Yep.
You have to have something that people can believe in. And when you're on a team, you have to believe in something. We had a team when I coached, we called it PIGO. And we had shirts made, and only guys on the team knew what it was, but it was a thing we bought into, and it was play your guts out.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is something you have to get people to buy in. Once they buy in, they're good. And it's like, you have now created a cult.
Yeah. There's an advertising agency, biggest one in the world, called McCann. They've had Coca-Cola. They've been around forever. They were featured in Mad Men, like literally like showing.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. And in that they have a simple statement. It's an ad agency. And the statement is truth well told.
Mm.
So that's a mantra that runs through it. And I think the thing that always fascinates me, and the thing that will never pull me away from cycling, but more importantly, mountain biking, because there is something different with road cycling is, in that vibe, is just a different thing for me. It's compartmentalized differently.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that roadies don't have good conversations. I'm sure they do, but it seems like on the road, they're focused and you're about speed and this. Mountain biking is like, we ride down the hill. Now we're going to slow pedal to the top, in a lot of cases. And at least in our style of it. But there's this unspoken thing that's just kind of like, we have our own mantra. And that mantra is like, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
And as long as there's that, it's like, dude, I don't care where you're from. But anytime, that, in my experience, if someone, and they might start out an asshole, I'm not calling out anybody, but over time, I get to know them, like, this person's not an asshole. They're fucking super smart.
Yeah, they can't.
I need to pay attention. And if they're paying attention to me, they might be like, Drew's an arrogant prick. But then they're like, oh shit, Drew is also super smart. And then all of a sudden you have this dynamic. It happened with you and I. I was like, look at that Dale guy. My bias is like, look at this athletic piece of shit over here that's making fun. Meanwhile, you're like, look at this camera. And then we're like, oh, we kind of need each other. I can't do what he's going to do. A guy doing just lifting the bar up barely is not a good video, but a guy that can actually jump. Oh, now my videos look better. He looks better. So just in that, we win.
Right.
But it was just, don't be an asshole. And I think that's kind of the unspoken mantra of mountain biking.
Yep.
But when you suddenly put a side on it,
now you have to, somebody's got to be
got to be the asshole, because you created division, whether you like it or not.
sell bikes.
A statement. Yeah.
To sell bikes.
Yep.
That's so stupid, dude.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. And then I think our thought on it is better than most of the thoughts on now, because now it's like, oh, they're liberal trash. I don't want that bike because no, you don't understand what they did to you.
Right.
They're not liberal trash. They're trying to sell a bike.
They're trying to sell a bike.
Or they're trying to sell a brand. They're trying to sell an identity.
Yep. They're advertising.
It's weird, dude. It's not.
I have a real tough time with it. Look,
because now all bikes come. So, like you said, all shops that sell those bikes now have to align with that.
They're inadvertently aligned.
And it's like, dude.
And let's be real honest. You're acting like you're a big boy American. Most of that shit, your company might be based in America, but that product ain't American.
No.
So don't even act like it is.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're using cheap labor to get it there.
Well,
which is often abused immigration.
Right.
So don't even, just avoid it.
Yeah.
It's there. Or you got to live and die by it. You want to lead the cleanest life possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically you're not going to have a business. It's really difficult to not step on someone if you're going to do it. It can be done, or you make a non-profit. We've talked about the excessive amount of bikes that are just sitting in from our Escape Collective episode. Very good episode. If you want to go back and listen to it, great stuff. We talk about that, and it eats away at me that I see, like, there's kids. I see all kinds of people riding bikes, and they're just old and busted. And that may be that person's only mode of transportation. And yet here's a company that's sitting on them because they don't want to fuck up their balance sheet.
Capitalism stands in the way of progress.
And I'm not a socialist. I'm definitely not a communist, but I am a human.
Yeah.
And I can look at things and be like, I can show a little sympathy, just like I show sympathy for his passing. Alec Peretti, whatever his name is. I show sympathy for that passing because that's a human being died. Same with the other lady that died up there. Same with anybody that's died in the process. I show sympathy for that. I don't have to agree with them though. Right. I can show sympathy. Doesn't mean I have to fucking hate.
Right.
I can just be like, it's not mine. I don't. Yeah. I got a Columbus pizza story. I can't tell it on the air though.
Okay, good. So those are the good stories. So it's that weird thing of like, you don't have, but the problem is these people have aligned so deeply with this ideology that if they say what you just said and they're wearing a MAGA hat, what do you mean you hate her? She's against us. She's not on our team. Right. Like, no, she is on our team. She's a fucking human and she's an American. Right. Like, she's definitely on our team, jackass. Yep. She's not on the team of your ideology. And that's the problem. But in the opposite version, she doesn't need to be like, what, who are you pleasing? Like, what are you doing? Because I watched a video from a Mexican dude, whether he was joking or not. He had a Hispanic accent, very Mexican. He was like, listen, liberal white ladies, I love you. Thank you very much for stepping in front of cars. I appreciate it. You're not helping us. And also, if the roles reversed, I'm not stepping in front of shit. Right. I like tacos and tequila. Fuck you. Yeah. And it's true. You don't see black people out there like protesting for white people. You don't see white people protesting for black people unless they're, not very many. Yeah. And it's like, you don't cross over those lines. Like, it's a weird,
because again, we made the teams now. There's teams inside of it.
It's so frustrating.
Like, this is the black team. This is the white team. This is the Asian team. Like, fuck all that stuff. Yeah, and at the end, you're a human team, and realize if that person is being wronged, we can have a conversation about how do we fix. Just don't be an asshole, and it gets the problem solved.
Well, and how many times I haven't done it that much because I don't really align that deeply with anything. I mean, we grew up so socially liberal. Like, we don't, like, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you, none of that bothers me. But like, to deep conservatives, that bothers them, So like, but there are a lot more things that are more commonsensical, like I align more like with that are conservative. So it's like, okay, well, I can't say I'm all of this and none of that because I'm not. Right. So to completely say, but I'm all Ohio State Buckeye. I'm no Michigan. So there's a different, there's a defined line in that regard. So like when people,
but it's not your identity.
No, but when people align politically with one side or the other, I feel like you're just dumb. Yeah. But seriously, if you seriously are that have the ability to fully align with that, then you have been brainwashed and you are mental midget and you're going to be triggered emotionally. And the funny thing is, the more liberal people that I know, they know more about Donald Trump than I do.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I get the know your enemy thing.
Well, I know, but the same I was going to say, but like Michigan fans know more about Ohio State football than I know about Michigan because I don't care.
Yeah,
like I'm a fan of Ohio State. I don't care, but they want to have the ability to argue everything.
But would you? All right, let's go to a playoff situation.
Okay,
playoff scenario.
Ohio State
playoffs. Ohio State doesn't make it to the playoffs. Right, it doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Michigan goes. Mm-hmm. And Michigan is the only Big Ten school, let's say. Are y'all Big 12 now? What the hell?
Big Ten.
And Michigan's playing. Who else do you hate? You don't like Alabama. You don't like Miami.
For that game, I would like both of them.
So you would. So okay. So I'm just challenging your point.
Yeah.
Your disgust of Michigan is so strong that even though they're in the same conference, which would bring your conference prestige if they won, you would still pick against them.
Absolutely.
Okay. So 100%. Just keep in mind. That's the viewpoint that some of these people see about Trump and Biden.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Right? I get it.
It's sports, though.
No, I understand that. I get the I guess my thing is like, I'm a Purdue fan.
Right.
Who won the national championship?
Well,
our number one rival. I rooted for him the whole way. Why? Because as much as I'm a Purdue fan, and we're garbage sometimes, a lot of times, most of the times, I mean, since Joe Tiller left, at the same time, Indiana winning that is such a better story to me. It's just a better story. It's a better human story. Those human beings, go for it. Yay. Yeah. You did it. You've never done it. It's amazing.
I mean,
flawless victory.
The Ohio State Michigan thing, though, it goes back to like what you saw when you were born, right? When I was born, it was the blue and yellow is disgusting. We don't like it.
Right.
Like we don't even think of that state up there doesn't exist.
Right.
Like the only reason it doesn't fall into the Great Lakes is because Ann Arbor sucks. It's a joke. Terrible joke.
I get it.
But it's it like that was the whole thing was like
no, you're in Iron Bowl country, bro.
The only thing that Michigan's good for is to drive through to get to the UP to snowmobile, and that's it. Like there's nothing like it's
Upers are weird, dude.
It is. But it's I don't know, it's ingrained in us. So I completely understand how like racism can get ingrained in people because if that's all that you've ever been taught and all that you ever know, that's what you know. And the only way to break that cycle is to be like, I'm not that guy.
I don't know. Did you go to Detroit? You didn't go to Detroit.
I've been to Detroit.
You didn't go with us, though.
No.
So I'm going to tell you some stuff. I know that's in your least favorite state in the world.
Well,
But first off, real Detroit pizza is fire.
All the deep dish stuff?
Dude, it's fire. I don't care what anyone says. It's delicious.
I do eat Motor City pizza, which Ronan always says, I can't believe we eat this.
But legit Detroit pizza. And also, where we were, wherever Ford was, because we were working with Ford, but they're in a smaller town right outside Dearborn. Maybe.
Yeah. One of those cities is all Somalian now.
One of them is also, there's a lot of
Dearborn, I think.
There's a lot of Middle Eastern. And we had some Middle Eastern food. And then I came home and I was like, that was so good. I'm going to go back to Mobile. I'm going to head over to, I won't say the restaurant, this restaurant.
It wasn't even close.
It was like, what is this tasteless brown matter?
Yeah.
Versus what I had up there that was in some of my, like that. So look, the one thing that we can all get behind is deliciousness.
Yeah, that is true.
Right?
Yeah.
And every culture has deliciousness. You got to find it. Some stuff, like some of the things that Justin's eats, like those century eggs, he can kiss my ass. Not happening.
Yeah.
But then I've had some of their other stuff. It was pretty good. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get that. Michigan has nothing.
Yes, they do. Detroit, dude.
Okay, Michigan food is good, but Michigan University.
But that's one thing. I just got you one step closer. You see?
Pizza.
Common ground can be found.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. In America, there's good pizza, but in Michigan, at Ann Arbor, at University of Michigan, we're gonna like.
I bet if I went there and we were doing one of my job situations, we go up there and I'm like, Dale, you got to go to Ann Arbor, and you're like, I'm not doing. You would say no. First off, here's a capitalist check. You're going to get paid, let's just say $750 to go to Ann Arbor for just a few hours.
So I would do it.
Yeah, okay.
But because I'm a sports fan and like it's tradition stuff, like
no, I get it.
It boils down to like, there's no, even if you're a Michigan fan, I'm not cussing you out. I don't hate you. You have to respect that they're you with a different jersey on, or a different shirt.
So like if someone, the true scenario is it comes down to this, the don't be an asshole is a Michigan fan breaks down by the side of the road.
I mean, help him.
You're going to help them.
Yeah, it's respect. It's respect for human. That's basically what it all is.
I get it.
So, it's the people that argue that Ohio State Michigan shit that are yelling it and arguing it.
Right.
And they probably don't know shit and they're insecure about their opinion to be on that team. Like, oh wait, I don't know, maybe he's right.
No, I'm with you. I just it goes back to the same stuff because we see it. The only place and cycling back, we don't have it at the mountain bike trailhead.
That's
you
right.
Can have, I mean, I'm an Alabama fan. You're an Ohio State fan. I mean, I still appreciate you.
That's why I'm always in the front.
Can't stand it. That's why he's got to have so many pictures because an ego needs a boost. You know, Pat is Pat, whatever he is.
I don't know what he's a fan. He doesn't. He hates football.
Yeah, well, I was just going with the "It's Pat" reference.
Oh yeah.
Call back to a canceled sketch. Anyway, point is, like, everybody has a different sort of take on it, but we all seem to get along one way or the other, right? At the end of the day, like, people call and check on each other. We have conversations like, "How you doing? What's happening?" That's humanity of what it could be. That's community, and it comes back to, look, it's the theme again, back to community, and that's the scenario. Now, if those people in Minnesota feel like their community is being invaded, great, but there's a better way to approach it than violence and antagonism in that side of it. There's also another side of perspective.
But they've been taught that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. The louder we scream, the louder we,
without all the details.
The louder we do stuff, the more
the
attention.
The bigger problem is that people are spending stuff. I think that's the issue.
That's the problem. That's what we were saying is like the truth you can't fully align to either side because you're going to get proved wrong. And then when you're wrong, you just get louder and you just get more defensive. And it's like, that's not how you're not going to accomplish anything. We're going to have the same shit go on over and over again. Like it has for eternity in all civilizations. It's always going over and over. I don't know. It's this, I don't know. At the Reb, we joked about it on the last series of this, but we're going to become a no king cake rally.
No King's Cake rally.
No King's Cake. So everybody that rides the Reb now has to hate King Cake, apparently.
Yeah,
that's how it works, though. Like, if your organization aligns, then you have to align.
No King's Cake rally.
Because you're now one of them, right?
Dude, can you imagine if you did put on an event that was called the No King's Cake rally?
I would have.
Think about the words I just used.
Everybody hate us.
But it was spelled King's
Cake. Oh, my.
Rally.
Oh man, triggered. There's so much trigger.
I would be. I'm triggered by saying it, and it's funny.
Who's gonna like?
Somebody somewhere that listens to this show is making that an AI right now.
And the whole
do not send it to me.
No,
please do.
The only people there are like Wilford Brimley's there. There's like diabetes. Mad. He's mad because you're out there. What do you mean? The king cake's the best.
No,
we should hope. Wouldn't this be hilarious though, dude? If we got enough people on both sides, like the pro king cakers and the anti, and we're all friends, so we just stage it because it's all staged, most of it.
Yeah.
If you just stage it and like on both sides of the street, they're yelling like King Cake saves the world.
Oh yeah.
And King Cake kills people. Yeah. Like it's just both sides. Just like the most honestly, if you start doing mockery rallies, it would actually show what it looks like. Like, this is what y'all look like, by the way.
Yeah, this is how silly it is.
This is how silly it is. Like, grow up.
Yeah.
Quit letting be an emotional midget.
I don't know. I mean, there's other...
Dale, as soon as you stop paying attention, they'll be at your house with taking your guns away. And my friends are being chastised and like, okay, defend your friends. Fair enough. I get it. Things happen to people that aren't us white males.
Yep.
However, I can only do so much, and standing on a street corner screaming is not getting anything done. Neither is getting on the internet and posting my opinion or arguing with people over it that are probably bots anyways.
I wonder what would happen if the option came to be like, okay, here's the new ruling.
Mm-hmm.
You can trade anyone from your family for anyone that's being deported.
Dave Chappelle did this.
Did he?
Well, he did the racial draft.
Oh,
it's hilarious. Yeah, it is hilarious. I think
it goes back to like there's been a lot of comedy moments that have existed to put those things forward.
Mm-hmm.
That comedy is very important for satire, but it has to be edgy in order to get it across.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about someone dying, obviously, but like there are other pieces and parts of like at what point are we going to use this as a mirror to reflect back on ourselves and be like, ooh, gut check.
That's the problem. It's too real. There's no reflection. It's just keep the media and social media and everybody just next topic, because
how do we make money off this guy's death?
Yep. If we dwell on it, the algorithm doesn't show it. And it's like, okay, well, I almost posted it, but I try to stay out of politics because I'm smarter, not dumb. Like I'm not gonna make my family identify with a political ideology, or you, or the business I work with, or the rebellion. I don't want that. I'm smarter than that. Like, it's stupid. But I almost just posted like the date of the Kent State stuff, because that, to me, the Kent State is, in today's climate. Do you know what the internet and the media would do with that?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And Vietnam War was going on. Like, dude, those people saw so much blood and death, but now they're the ones that have raised the generation of kids that are out screaming about shit that's not even that serious.
Yep.
I don't know. Back then they used to hitchhike everywhere and they trusted everybody.
My mom still does. She sent me a nice message today that I need to stop drinking coffee because it could have salmonella in it.
See, my mother-in-law stopped eating strawberries after eating strawberries for 30, 50, however old she is, 80 years. She's just stopped eating them in the last 2 years because she saw a video on TikTok that said that those little seeds are actually parasites.
Oh, my mom's been getting that same business.
What?
Yeah.
You've been eating them for your whole life, and all of a sudden now?
Yeah, but what is it with... that's an offline conversation. Because I have questions now. Yeah, well, you know what? That's going to do it for this episode of the Ride Rebellion podcast. We end unceremoniously, not with a bang, but with a whimper. Just remember what Dale Boyd says.
Respect thy neighbor.
Oh, that was biblical.
Mm-hmm.